Joan, did the Watchtower, as you all through the years, did the Watchtower ever make false prophecies, false predictions that didn't work out?
Yes, in their literature, they have said many times, 8 or 9 times, predicted in the name of Jehovah that the end of the world would come. And the beginning was 1874, then 1914, 1918, 1925. Each administration would pick it up and give another date. And then 1941, 1975. And in between that, when I grew up, it was imminent, any day. I never thought I'd get out of high school before the Armageddon would come. And then after we left, they did the 1975 prediction, and then 1995 was the last one, and that was called the Creator's Promise false prophecy. That's the kind of way we've dubbed it. Because in their Awake magazine, they had a masthead that explained why the magazine was printed. At the end of that, up until October 22nd, 1995, it said this, that the magazine builds confidence in the Creator's promise of a peaceful and secure new world before the generation that saw the events of 1914 would pass away. Well, the following Awake magazine, November 8th, 1995, they said this magazine builds confidence in the Creator's promise of a peaceful and secure new world that is about to replace the present wicked, lawless system of things. What's missing? 1914 generation, and it's the Creator's promise. This is not our idea, the Watchtower's idea. It's the Creator's promise. And that's the way they've done it all through time.
Yeah, as I've done research in the Jehovah's Witnesses books, I've seen that they've published the same book over, many years.
Yeah.
And before the end of the world's coming on a date, whichever one of those 8 dates that they have given, they'll say, it's coming, it's going to happen before this date. And then when you get past that date, they just go into that publication. It's the same word for word line, and they just say, after this date. What was the ramifications on the dear Jehovah's Witness people that maybe sold their homes, you didn't go to school, people that changed their lives, and then these dates, nothing happened? How did that affect them?
A lot of them left the organization very disillusioned, didn't know where to go. I know when we left the organization, we knew nothing. I knew nothing about 1918, 1925, what they'd said, because they changed their books, they changed their history. And we had to do some research to find out what those dates were. And so when we did, we had the proof then that they were not God's organization, at least one thing that we were absolutely sure about.
Keith, you've also found some. In fact, you got one of the original books right in your hands there.
Yeah, this is Thy Kingdom Come. And I don't know if it's a sin or not to have a favorite false prophecy, but I've got 3 of them. And this one here, it says, and with the end of AD 1914, what God calls Babylon and what men call Christendom will have passed away, as already shown from prophecy. Now, when the Watchtower talks about Christendom, they're talking about people who claim the name of Christ but are not Jehovah's Witnesses. So I showed this prophecy to a Jehovah's Witness friend of mine, and I asked him after showing it, I said, should we even be having this conversation? And he looked at me and says, no, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, the ramifications are, they make a statement in the name of God. It doesn't happen according to Scripture itself. That's one that God has not sent, and don't listen to him.
That's right.
What's great about that is we are all living proof that the Watchtower is a false prophet. The fact that we're here.
When Rutherford took over in the late 1918, 1919, he started the Millions campaign. This was huge. Millions now living will never die. And they were going door to door actually with phonograph records to play his messages. And bring people in. And around 1925, Jehovah's Witness farmers didn't even plant because that was going to be the end of the world.